Welcome to Know and Awaken, your soul's unlimited potential. So today, I'm just going to be sharing a little bit of my story regarding an aha moment I had back in 2020. And basically, the basis of this story is to inspire you to start following your passions, to start following your purpose. Don't assume that you have all the time in the world to do that. Because the one thing we're not assured of is time. You could be here today and gone tomorrow. We have no way of knowing what tomorrow holds. So the minute you're always procrastinating on the new actions or on the new habits you need to incorporate into your life to kind of like bring your purpose and your passion into full actuality, that time you're wasted. First of all, you're never going to get back. And number two is um, don't wait until it's too late for you to realize or have any regret about you not diving into doing something meaningful for yourself. So, just to start us off, I'm going to share again a bit of my story and how I came into the realization and how I actually motivate myself going forward, show up for my work, show up for my clients as much as possible because I want to make sure that the kind of life I live actually inspires so many people around me, so many people around the world. That's my motivation to show up daily. So how I came to this realization was back in 2020. So I was still in my corporate job, right? And I remember it was kind of like mid morning, right? I was heading to work in a bus surrounded by people all around me. And I remember in 2020, like, because I never used to have time to meditate when I was at home. Because, of course, when you come back home after a hard day at work, like, you're so tired, you don't want to do anything, right? And in the morning, of course, you can't wake up and meditate because your first thought is, I need to prepare for work. I need to rush to work. I don't want to be late, right? So my meditation, I used to do them on my way to work, right? Like, so I'll just sit in a deep state of, meditation, like when I'm in the car and like for 20 or 30 minutes, depending on what meditation I was doing at that time. So I'm in the bus in a deep state of meditation. Then all of a sudden, I hear screams all around me, like people were screaming. And when I open my eyes, I'm seeing our vehicle veer, like steering on the road like that, like it's veering off way, like the driver had actually lost control of the vehicle. And now when I discover later, apparently his brake had gotten disconnected or something like that. And so he had lost control of the vehicle and he was trying to regain it by, trying to regain control of the vehicle by kind of like steering the vehicle like this, right? And this time it was a really dangerous situation. Like we were actually heading down a slope, right? So you can imagine that kind of thing, like you actually going into incoming traffic. So if you're not able to stop, of course, bad accident is going to happen. And this driver really tried his best to maneuver and actually managed to maneuver the car to the side of the road where there's like a mound of soil or something like that. And the vehicle was actually able to hit the mound of soil. I don't think I've ever shared this story with anyone publicly. So this is the first time I'm actually sharing this. So we hit this mound of soil, right? And everyone around me was actually freaking out and like, oh my God, like something bad could have actually happened. And everyone was just getting out of the car. So I want you to picture this. Like I'm in a deep state of bliss and relaxation, like from a meditation. So as much as people around me are screaming, and people around me are freaking out, like I wasn't feeling the freak. I wasn't getting freaked out on my own. I was like, okay, that happened. We're okay. What next? I think that's the state it was really funny, like to had any like observer been watching me at that time, like you're seeing people around me screaming and getting all freaked out and stuff. And I'm just there, just looking at them, like wondering, like, what is going on here? But now when people now started telling us the story that of course the driver had lost control and all that, then I remember my first thought at that moment was, had something bad actually happened, had we actually gotten into an accident, had I become maimed in a way or dead, like the worst case scenario, of course, me being dead, what legacy was I leaving behind? Like, what meaningful thing will I say I have done in my life? That's the first thought that crossed my mind. And I remember this thought really bugged me in the days following that accident, because like the only thing that I had accomplished in my life was the fact that I was such a diligent worker, show up every day 9 to 5 or 9 to 6:30 or 9 to 8 p.m., right? On a daily basis, right? Showing up for work, doing your best at work and all that. But could I have actually said that anything that I did in that job was meaningful to me? The answer was no. It never fulfilled me. It didn't fulfill my soul. And I remember thinking, like, this cannot go on. Like, I don't want to get to my deathbed and have any regrets. What's my purpose? So that's when I really started questioning the universe and God, like, what's my purpose? Why am I here? How am I here to show up in the world? Like, and I think if you're watching this, I don't know if you've ever had this kind of moment, like, that there's something more for you, but you just don't know quite what it is. So that is the state I was back in 2020. And like I said before, my motivation for everything I do going forward and how I show up in the world is that realization, like, I do not want to get to my deathbed and have any kind of regrets. Like, I've not lived my life fully, right? And just before I continue, if you're liking this content that I'm putting out here and you'd like to get more, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you might be getting alerts for each and every time I put out a post, because I don't want you to miss out on anything that might actually inspire you to start thinking and acting differently. So if you don't want to miss out on anything I put out here, content that will inspire you, make sure you subscribe and also click on the notification bell, right? So back to my story, right? So I did a deep dive into finding my soul purpose. I kept on asking the universe and all that, what's my purpose? What's my passion and all that? And I remember back then, I thought my passion was in a whole different field. I thought that is what I was supposed to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna share with you what I thought it was, because I've always kind of like loved dancing since I was a kid. So all along, I know when I was growing up, like, my dream was to be a choreographer, right? And I shared this dream out to the world and stuff there, and kind of like got laughed out of that dream. I'm gonna share a little bit about that some other time, not right now. But I really thought that that is how I was supposed to serve the world, or just find a way that I could tap into dancing to do that, to share my message out to the world. And but I couldn't figure out like how to do that, because I hadn't danced in such a long time. Like, I actually lost my passion for dancing, but I knew that was kind of like my gift and that what I wanted to do with the world. So I thought that the direction I was supposed to head into was that. But again, deep dive, soul purpose, and all that, I kept on asking the universe, what's my purpose? What's my purpose, right? And I actually realized my purpose. Like, here's the thing, like, my purpose found me. I didn't find it. Like, to be honest, I think it's more like I did so much work to tap into my soul's guidance to the point that my purpose just got revealed to me. And it happened in the most weird way. Like, so just to share a little bit, it was just me scrolling through Facebook, right? And I see an advert about the Akashic records, right? I was like, what? Like, okay, because that time I knew what the Akashic records was, but so I was like, I wanted to dive deep into it, but I didn't know how to go about it. So I see this lady requesting like to join the webinar and do an Akashic records kind of like presentation to me. So like, okay, I registered immediately. And I remember just a few minutes into watching the lady present her course or whatever, I knew like that is what I wanted to do in my life. Like, it was my like light bulb moment of like, that is how I'm here to serve the world. That is how I'm here to show up in the world. But just to okay, so I'm going to share a little bit about that on another story. Why I wanted to share with you this story of that aha moment I had when I almost got into an accident was because I realized that a lot of us are still stuck in that ideology, like, I have enough time in the world to to pursue my passions, to pursue my purpose. But I want you to ask yourself, like, if something bad were to happen to you right now, what will you say that you've accomplished in your life? Like, have you done anything that you will be proud of, or done anything that you'll actually be proud to leave for your loved ones who'll be left behind you, like when you're gone or something? Have you done anything that's actually meaningful to yourself? Because if not, then take this video, take this message as your wake up call that you need to start right now. Don't wait until it's too late for you to start tapping into what your passions are, what your purpose is. If you're not, if you're scared about that, because I think a lot of us get scared because we have so many responsibilities out in the world. I'm not here to tell you like that you have to quit your job all of a sudden. No, we're not making drastic decisions, right? We're just starting small. Dive into what your purpose is and find a way that you can actually dedicate your time to doing that on a daily basis, because it's going to give more meaning to your life. You do not want to get to the end of your life and just realize that the things that you should have done, you never did. You don't want that to happen. And I'm just going to share with you a little bit of um, 5 regrets of the dying. I've been meaning to share this for such a long time. This is the first time I'm doing this post. So let me see if I can access it. Just give me a moment. But there's a book published by, okay, so the title is The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. The book is by Bronnie Ware. I hope I say that right. I don't know if I say that right. But if you just type the words, the top 5 regrets of the dying, you'll find the book. You can actually read it for yourself. But I'm just going to share a little bit about what Bronnie says in the book, like the 5 top regrets of the dying. They are: 1, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. So if you're currently living your life and you're living your life for other people and not following what you love, that's one of the regrets that you might actually have if you happen to die. I'm not saying you're like going to die right now. So the other thing is, I wish I hadn't worked so hard, because a lot of us give our energy, all our time, all our focus to our business, to our jobs, and then we forget all these other things that actually matter, our family, our passions in life, right? The third regret is, I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. This is more to do with your love. Like if you're feeling a certain kind of way towards people around you, like, and maybe you've been hiding your feelings for these people because you're scared that if I share these feelings, how will they take me, how will they view me, how will they judge me, and all that. If you have those kind of thoughts in your head, like, think about this. You don't want to get to your deathbed and then start regretting the fact that I wish I could have told this person so and so that I love them. I wish I could have told this person that I cared for them. I wish I could have told this person that they really hurt me when they were doing certain things. We need to have the courage to speak out our feelings. The fourth regret is, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. How many of us who are watching this are so involved or so absorbed with our work, with our families and all that, that we actually forget to um like really spend time with our loved ones, right? Like, we've dedicated our lives, our souls, our everything to our job, and we forgot to prioritize our loved ones. Because here's what happens: anytime that you die, this is what I've seen, like in the kind of funerals I've attended. I've never heard of a funeral, and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I've never heard of a funeral where people celebrate how much money you had, how many cars you had, how many clothes you had, or even how many followers you had on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Like, no one ever focuses on that. What people focus on is how you made them feel, how you showed up for them. That day you decided to stop everything you're doing to go and comfort your friend who was going through a very tough time. That time you sacrificed your job or whatever to take care of a loved one when they're sick. Those are the stories that people share with the world, like when you're gone, right? They're not going to talk about how many cars you had. They're not going to brag about how much money you used to throw all around you. That's not what people do. They remember how you actually touched them, right? And then the fifth regret is, I wish that I had let myself be happier. Listen to that. I wish I had let myself be happier. How many people here don't give themselves permission to be happy? How many people every day that the only emotions that they're going through is anxiety, depression, frustration, stress about life, right? Jealousy, pain, and all that. Like those are the emotions we're always tapping into on a daily basis. And top five regrets. The fifth one is, I wish I had let myself be happy. Why are we not letting ourselves be happy? Because we're so focused on leaving the world for others and we forget ourselves. We forget to take care of ourselves and putting ourselves as a priority in our life. So if you're watching this, this is my message to you today. It's that don't wait until it's too late for you to start taking actions towards living a meaningful life. Don't wait until it's too late for you to do that. The thing is, just make sure that you're living every day like it's your last moment, because anything can happen. And just start thinking about the kind of legacy that you want to leave in this world once you're gone. Like, how do you want people to talk about you? What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? Or even when you're not in the room or something? Like, do you want them to focus on, oh, like I have 10 million followers. Oh, I have that. No, you want them to talk about how you made a difference in their lives. So don't forget like what is most important for that, right? So I think that was the end of my presentation. I hope it's inspired you if you're watching this. If you like this video, make sure that you like the video and also share it out with someone that might actually need to hear this for themselves today. Right? Share it out. I love sharing my work with the world. And also comment down below to just tell me what your favorite part about the story I shared today was. Share with me your key takeaways for this video. I'd love to know if the messages that I put out here actually resonate with any of you. So make sure you do that. And just the last part of this is always just to share how I can actually help you tap into your soul's purpose. Like I said, I've done a lot of work to actually tap into my soul's guidance, and it's actually possible. The only thing that prevents us from tapping into that is because we've had a lot of blocks we've created with the kind of choices that we've made. We've created blocks inside of our physical being in our nervous system, right? That actually prevents us from getting our message out to the universe, manifesting the kind of life that we want for ourselves by tapping into the essence of our soul. Because here's one thing that you might not realize: if you want to manifest, the best thing that you can manifest, the kind of life that you want to manifest, is not the kind of life that your mind is into. Because your ego is influenced so much by what you see all around you, what you see on social media, what you see on TV, right? When people are talking like having all the cars and having the best clothes is like the only thing you need to aspire to life. But that is not what your soul is here for. So you need to tap into that, your soul's guidance, because that's how you tap into your purpose and what you were meant to come and do in your current existence. So if you're ready to awaken that for yourself, if you're ready to connect to your soul, I'd be happy to help you through that. I'd be happy to help you awaken your divine gifts and help you tap and reclaim your full potential as a soul, as a human being, and also help you to manifest and create the kind of life that you want for yourself going forward. So if that resonates with you and you're ready to do that deep dive, do check out the links down below in the description box. If you have more questions on the kind of work that I do, I leave out my social links down below on Facebook, Instagram. Shoot me a message, right? I'm always open to touch with anyone. Or if you're ready to say yes to that kind of healing, if you're ready to reclaim your power, if you're ready to remember who you actually are as a soul and remember what your soul's purpose was, then check out the links down below: soul realignment reading, quantum flow reading, or quantum flow session that might actually offer you. And yeah, I hope I see you on the other side. So sending you so much love, sending you so many virtual hugs wherever you're watching this from. And I will see you in the next video. And just to end it all again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you love the kind of work that I'm putting out here and you'd like to receive more of this content that might actually inspire you to start thinking and acting differently, make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that. And also click on the notification bell that's next to the subscribe button so that you might be getting a lot each and every time I put out a post. Thank you and see you in the next video.